Aquaman, it says Amber Heard denies being cut from Aquaman 2, calls recasting claims slightly insane. We have now gone back and forth on this will she, won't she thing with Amber Heard with Aquaman for like 2 weeks now, to the point where there had to be other stuff to talk about to even make a video about it, because it just makes me roll my eyes. But first it was like, they were like, she's got her segments cut down to like just 10 minutes. Then they're like, no, wait, she's cut out entirely. No, wait, she's not just in it for 10 minutes, she's in it for 20 minutes. She's in it for all the minutes.
According to a trusted source. So what's even the point of talking about it?
Exactly. So this one says, this is from her interview, and she says basically that it's slightly insane that people would think that she's being recast.
She would know insane.
And she says,
it's true. She would.
Ow.
It's true.
Yesterday it was Lizzo, and today it's Amber Heard.
Man.
I felt it.
Lydia Sascam.
Yes, let's go.
It says Amber Heard denied being cut from Aquaman 2 and called recasting rumors slightly insane after reports surfaced that she was out of the Warner Brothers film following the Johnny Depp defamation trial. The rumor mill continues as it has from day one: inaccurate, insensitive, and slightly insane. Heard's representative told Fox News Digital. Heard portrayed Mara in the film alongside Jason Momoa, Dolph Lundgren, and William Dafoe. Warner Brothers decided to recast Amber Heard's role after screen testing the movie. They are going to be doing reshoots with Jason Momoa and Nicole Kidman, sources just told Jared. That's the guy from the publication. I don't buy that for 1 second. An insider later revealed that the publication that Amber Heard is not only completely cut from the film, she still has a very small role. Has not been completely cut from the film. She still has a very small role.
Wow,
I don't buy that she's been cut at all. For her, I actually find this to be like perfect marketing for them. Like, I don't think that, like, the trial is just, she's not going to be reviled so much that people won't go see it, but they will be interested enough. You know, there's people like us who pay very close attention, who, like, somebody who's more emotionally linked to this might boycott it, I guess, but a lot of it is like, you know, I'm not going to that movie to see her anyways, so she'll bring in certain spectators just by virtue of curiosity. Ezra Miller, however, is another story, and the funny thing about this is that this Daily Beast article somehow Ezra Miller is proving that Amber Heard is being mistreated by the public, though what it really is literally just they took one phrase, misinterpreted the whole thing, and wrote an article about it.
That sounds like them.
Before we get
we
into
love
that,
journalism, don't we?
Yes.
Why would anyone ever watch Aquaman for any reason outside of Amber Heard?
First Aquaman movie's fun.
I heard that it was super popular. It was just a hit.
It made almost $1 billion. It made $1 billion.
Who had an Aquaman poster in their house?
Nobody. Well, Aquaman also looks nothing like the Aquaman in the comic. I've been rewatching Young Justice, and Aqua Lad is cooler than Aquaman.
Aquaman looks like Nick.
Kind of does.
Really?
He's got blonde.
You're right.
Nick's cooler though.
Much
Nick
cooler.
is cooler than regular Aquaman.
For sure.
So this is basically, they get into the nitty gritty of what's going on with Ezra Miller here. They talk about how, if you guys remember, it's Dakota Iron Eyes. Basically, the rumors here is that he groomed her from the age of 12 years old, and he flew her and a bunch of people from her reservation to London.
Rock.
That was a little bit different. Originally, they made it seem as if he flew just her.
Yeah.
To London.
Yeah,
that was more of a lie of omission, but at the same time, I feel like it's just as bad because he was inviting a group of people only to create a pretense to be with her.
And they also point in here where they say, okay, we'll get to the creepy part that they mention in here, but it says, according to sources in Variety, Warner Brothers, which owns DC Comics, is barreling ahead with The Flash and plans on giving the film the full superhero treatment, the full blockbuster treatment, despite the most recent allegations made by Chase Iron Eyes and Sarah Jumping Eagle that Miller groomed their 18-year-old daughter, environmental activist Dakota Iron Eyes, from the age of 12 when Miller was already 23 years old. Last week, Iron Eyes' parents requested a protective order for their daughter from the Standing Rock Sioux Tribal Court, accusing Miller of using drugs, violence, and intimidation to control and manipulate her. We do know that they had that order was approved, but they're not able to find Ezra Miller. And
he's literally on the run from the law.
Mm-hmm. But is that on the run? Technically, he's just not somewhere where they can. It's like it would be the same thing as like trying to serve someone a subpoena and you can't find them. It's not the same thing as arresting someone. They're there to serve them a letter that says he can't go by Dakota Iron Eyes. They just can't find him. right?
I mean, do they?
That's different than
do they have the ability
arrest.
to report her missing?
But she's an adult. They can't.
You can't.
You can report
I think you
an
can
adult
report an adult
missing.
missing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can they? Okay. But is this? She could then come out and say, "I'm not missing. I'm fine," and they wouldn't be able to do anything. I'm assuming, right?
I don't know.
So we're going to get into this part where it says he befriend. Okay. Among other accusations, they claim that Miller befriended their daughter in 2016 while visiting the Standing Rock Reservation in North Dakota, and later flew her and her members of the tribe to London to visit the set of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them in 2017, where Miller attempted to share a bed with Iron Eyes, who was 14 at the time.
No.
Bruh.
Come on.
They also said that he allegedly gave her marijuana, alcohol, and LSD.
And LSD.
Come on.
Yikes.
LSD?
Yikes.
But
At 14.
So it says Warner, and here's where we get into the more opinionated parts of the article, where they're basically saying that because of, it says, despite the disturbing new claims against Miller, Warner Brothers is apparently counting on the possibility that Miller will avoid legal consequences and stay out of trouble leading up to the Flash's release, according to Variety. The source added that it would cost too much money to completely scrap the project. That's why this is different. It is a lot different to take out a side character in Aquaman than it is to take out a dude who's literally in every scene of the movie. So that's not even really a fair comparison. The fairest comparison is that they're both horrible in together. They make for horrible PR. None of the Marvel people are over here like, and I don't like Marvel, but like you don't hear all these stories from crazy people over there. It's just a constant swell of bad news.
I think the difference is that the spectacle around Amber Heard is going to help the movie, and because Ezra Miller is the star of his own movie.
Thank you.
They really only have the choice to do extreme damage control or to just scrap it altogether and take the loss. If anything, Amber Heard is going to help.
Yes,
for sure.
The claims initially against Ezra Miller were bad enough that I was like, they should just scrap it. Just scrap it and cut it all together.
I feel they're still that bad that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that it should just be completely scrapped altogether. I don't think they're going to do that.
Dude, Gina Carano got fired for a perhaps hyperbolic and slightly accurate tweet, and this guy is drugging 14-year-old children.
They make this about gender in this article. So it says, speaking of Heard, DC's lax handling of Miller thus far is especially eyebrow-raising, given recent claims from the actress's legal team that she was almost fired from her role as Mera in DC film Aquaman 2 and barred from renegotiating her contract when she eventually signed on to the sequel due to the public scrutiny she was receiving during the legal proceedings with Depp. Her role was reportedly downsized in the sequel. Now this is the problem. They operate under the assumptions that what her lawyer said is true, even though during the trial, the DC president, Walter Hamada, literally came out and said that is not what happened. We screen tested. None of the executive liked her chemistry with Jason Momoa. Therefore, if they find that it's lacking and that it's not going to add to the sequel, yeah, maybe they'll keep her around. But it doesn't give you the bargaining power that comes with people really connecting with those two together on screen.
Right, exactly.
So Walter Hamada rebutted that claim that the studio considered letting Heard go because of lack of chemistry between her and co-star Jason Momoa. So he's saying that it's because of the chemistry. Amber Heard's lawyer is saying it's because of the ongoing scrutiny with Johnny Depp. All we can do is say that maybe one is right, maybe the other is right, but it has nothing to do with Ezra Miller. They're just bad at handling their star. They're just bad at picking people to star in these movies. And I think that you're right, that Amber Heard will probably at the very least help first week. I do wonder sometimes, because of how important word of mouth has become, that if she has left a bad taste in people's mouths and they go and see it and she's bad, that it will really hurt the long-term viability of the film.
I think it's truly only as good as the memes. If like the memes like week one are fire, people are gonna want to see the moment that like provoked the meme.
Yep,
is my guess.
That's a good point.
They need to put enough of Amber Heard in Aquaman 2 where people can clip it and make funny edits.
Right.
I think that this is like a W for Warner Brothers and an L for DC.
Yeah.
But it's unlucky timing.
Aquaman 2 gets Michael Keaton Batman, more Amber Heard rumored DC in the DCEU reboot. So it says test screenings are apparently revealing big changes for the sequel that will tie into the Flash's movie with Ezra Miller. So it says it claims that big changes are in store for Aquaman 2, which now includes in the addition of Michael Keaton as Batman as part of what appears to be a DCEU reboot. As reported earlier, more of Amber Heard as Mira. We talked about that the other day. The info comes via what is said to be the latest test screenings from Aquaman 2. I would love to know how they vet these people because stuff keeps getting out, or if it's just the studio cleverly leaking stuff to keep it in the news, in which case, good on you, sir.
It's all a PR
you win
stunt.
because we're clearly falling for it and still talking about it. So it says as things stand right now, Aquaman 2 and the Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom gets released on March 17th, 2023, and The Flash on June 23rd, 2023. So it's possible for the release dates to swap because they want to include Michael Keaton in Aquaman 2, which would make his appearance in The Flash make sense chronologically.
It's going to be a great year for movies next year.
Well, it's like everyone's going to be talking about anything but the movie. Like, it has to kind of Aquaman 1 was perfectly fine. And it made a lot of money, but nobody remembers it. This movie has to actually now be great, because if it's anything less than great...
I mean, I don't think anyone was planning on Aquaman or its sequel to have longevity.
No?
It's just about whether it can, hit when it's in theaters, and that's it.
So is this
I don't know anyone who has seen Aquaman.
Me neither. What does he do? Break into SeaWorld?
Is that does that even have a fan base? Right. I think people are just going to go. Yeah.
Is this a double standard? Is this a double standard with Ezra Miller and Amber Heard? Is there based on is it because somebody said it's because she's a woman and he's LGBTQIA.
Incorrect.
Technically, she is LGBTQIA as well. She's bisexual. Yes, she's been in. She actually had one of her exes claimed abuse against. So that she abused her. So another L for Amber Heard there. That's you can't win them all.
Sorry, Amber.
So
I think that DC may have projected that it was good marketing for Ezra Miller to be this androgynous looking, trendy
they them
identity marker, but that has backfired on them
a little bit.
No, honestly, because he's
majorly
in the movie in the Snyder cut of the Justice League. You see him save Iris West in a scene, and all I can think of now is just him. If this was in a bar, he'd just be punching her or throwing a chair at her.
Yep.
And that's what would end up happening. So I can't help it.
It's just such the obvious stereotype of using that identity as a distraction from the type of person you are and your issues. The fact that you can't integrate into society as a normal person.
Yeah, it's I'm not violent, you're a bigot.
So at this point, at this point, what do they even have to do to pull that movie? They can't just do the thing with Armie Hammer where they just lessen the marketing for him. He is the whole movie. Yeah. This isn't Death on the Nile.
I don't know what to say, because if they release the movie, I'm watching it.
I know.
I'm a bad person.
I already know. It's fine.
I will watch the movie.
And that's why we love you.
Because it's a spectacle.
Well, and we have to.
And we're obviously going to review it and everything like that. We get a pass.
I do think that it's different
we get a pass for that,
yeah,
right?
you do. That's true. That's fair. You have to review it. I think it's different for Ezra Miller because she was a minor when he was first fooling around with her. That's messed up.
Preteen.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
12.
Gross.
In the first article, they tried to soften it by saying when she was a tween and he was in his early 20s. I'm like, no, she was 12 and he was 23. That's 23. Not no.
I don't even like when they say he befriended her because
you don't befriend 12-year-olds.
You're a 23-year-old man. You don't befriend 12-year-old girls.
What did he do? Get her a Happy Meal and some crayons?
Yes,
what the hell?
Also, by the way, there's a petition calling for the ACLU to dump Amber Heard as an ambassador.
They haven't yet?
Isn't that insane?
Unbelievable.
Maybe it's just they don't want to bring more attention to it by making some kind of announcement.
Her next segment, it's literally her as an ambassador to just not be her. Where they play the
Can
tape.
we have a not Amber Heard Foundation?
Yes.
They play the tape where she's like, go ahead, Johnny, tell everyone you're a domestic abuse victim and see who believes you. Mm-hmm. Don't be Amber Heard. Don't be like me.
Don't be like me. That'd be a great PSA. Learn from my mistakes.
It shows you how little people care about the ACLU. The remove Amber Heard from Aquaman signatures was like 4.5 million. They're like, the ACLU, we don't give a crap about the ACLU.
Cares about them,
did you guys see her last interview?
No.
Yeah, I did.
It's obviously like all woke and pandering is like
the way she talks is like very bothersome to me.
The guy who made people believe that you can have scissors on your
you can have scissors for fingers, and then the look on her face was like,
got him.
Legitimately, like,
yeah,
she
I went there.
Yeah,
what are you gonna say?
That's right.
What are you gonna say back? I just gotcha.
Checkmate, atheist. Is like she really thinks
take that, you incels.
That the reason that like she lost like a court case is because people think that Johnny Depp actually has scissors for hands. Like, imagine the logic though. Is like, yeah, well, he is abusive, but
thank you.
Scissors for hands is quite impressive.
She thinks everyone else interprets life as movies the same way that she does, and you can see in her face and just the cadence of her speech that she like mythologizes every waking moment into some like cinematic. Like, it's just deranged. Like it's deranged how detached from reality she is, that she's like making a face like that as if
she acts as if there's like a cut that's about to happen to a close-up, and there's no close-up. It's just a single camera.
And it's just her looking like...
I don't think she realizes just how much work goes into making actors look good on set, like between camera angles, color grading, music. Like she's making that comment and waiting for the music to swell, and no music swells. And she's like, "Why isn't this happening?"
Oh my god!
I cannot imagine being in the interviewer's shoes when she said that. Like, what do you even?
They probably believed her. The interviewer probably believed her.
No. The interviewer was like trying to trip her up.
Yeah.
You can't trip up somebody who isn't like even remotely like on this planet.
She's
like
walking. How are you gonna trip her? Seriously.
I mean, maybe she's taken like a lot of
nothing.
Like, I would be taking a lot of Xanax too if I was in her place right now. I probably would.
Just don't be in the public eye.
Yeah. What did you say, Dad?
I said nothing makes me feel more at home than gorgeous women like believing lies.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Spicy take.
There was some super chats in there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh.
Got it?
I'm from Puerto Rico, so it makes sense.
Yeah, true that.
Waffle Sensei says, I know some 12-year-olds with friends above the age of 18. They're called dad, uncle, grandpa.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, exactly. Family members.
Perfect.
Older cousins.
He also says, run, Barry, run, which is perfect. Literally.
That's literally what he's doing.
Literally, Barry Allen is running from the law.
That's right.
Like this.
Where
he's climbing a ladder, basically.
I believe that's what it's like.
Clint Torres said, howdy people. Hey, Lydia, heart eyes.
Hello, thank you.
Waffle Sensei said, is that the patron saint of White Boy Summer? Somebody pinch me.
Oh,
yes, we brought him back.
Dane in the flesh.
He said, Lydia with the sassy pants, heart eyes.
That's correct.
Where do you buy sassy pants
Goodwill.
exactly? Goodwill.
There you
okay,
go.
perfect.
You're welcome. Go find your own today.
He also said, I would gamble at Indian casinos, but I have a few reservations.
That's great.
Ha,
That's a good joke.
Dun.
That's really bad.
I
love it.
1,000 Foot Deep End said they can't find Miller to serve the court order. Has anyone checked Hawaii? Just putting out on APB and
At
wanted
bars.
Wanted posters in all karaoke bars and farmers markets. Boom, problem solved.
Dude, or like chair manufacturers, where he like maybe he's like stress testing chairs by throwing them at women across.
Is he known
the room.
for being at a lot of farmers markets?
That
too,
was where
or?
he met the couple that had the restraining
His life
order
is so
him.
weird and bad.
It's so bad on every level.
Ava Owens said, it's so weird to see the mental gymnastics to get around the fact they're grooming kids in Hollywood on the regular. It needs to be exposed more, dude.
They're like, it's fine. That's fine.
We're just pretending everything is okay.
But don't you dare make those mean tweets, Gina Carano.
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
problem.
What was her tweet? I don't know. What
she
happened
basically
with her.
said that don't hate your neighbor. Like long before the bad thing in World War II happened, they got your neighbor to hate you long before.
She said we need to be friends with each other.
Yeah, basically.
To avoid civil conflict.
And
she's
people
like, can't we all
get her
just
out.
hold hands?
Yeah, right. Get
and
out.
sing Kumbaya? And they're like, F
Get
it.
out.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.